Guys, thanks for clicking on the video today. My name is Maria and I'm back with another video. Today is going to be a review. I want to review the Juvia's Place Bronze Cream Bronzer. This is a new product from Juvia's Place. I have the shade Amber. So yeah, we're going to get into that today. Alright, so today for foundation, I'm going to be using my Pat McGrath Sublime Perfection foundation in the shade MD26. I don't know why I like to do this, but I like to do one side of my face with foundation. I just like to see the difference. So this is the difference. And let me just say one thing about this Pat McGrath foundation. Y'all, there are good foundations out there. There are some good ones out there. But there are also some great foundations out there. And this is one of the great ones. I don't care what anybody says. This is one of the great ones. And I say that because, number one, because it's such a thin liquid, but it's still so highly pigmented. Even with the high pigment, you can still wear this as a sheer foundation. You can wear it as a medium coverage, and it's going to still give you that full coverage feel. Every time I wear this, I feel like I have new skin. And honestly, when I wear this, I get the most compliments on my makeup. It really looks like skin. And I know a lot of people are into the sheer tints, sheer skin tints or whatever. But I feel like, you know, something like this foundation, you can wear this as sheer as a skin tint. Or like I said, you can build it up and it's going to look so nice and flawless no matter how many layers you put on. So it's one of the great ones. My concealer today, we're going to be going in with this Bye Bye Under Eye Waterproof Concealer. This is their Age Delay or Age Defy Waterproof Concealer. Again, I'm using this one today because I am dealing with the puffiness under my eyes. It's still, like I said, it's early in the morning. It's about 9 o'clock or so, something like that. That's early to me. And I still feel like I have tired eyes and I'm still kind of sleepy. So I need all the help I can get. And I'm going to just use the same brush I use to blend out my foundation, to just blend this out. And y'all, according to It Cosmetics, this is a concealer that was created by plastic surgeons. And it was a way to help people who are struggling with bags under their eyes, issues with your under eye that you really want to be corrected. And I guess they went to the plastic surgeons and said, help. And this is what they came up with. This is a thick concealer, and I think that's one of the complaints that a lot of people have, is that it's so thick. But it is thick and it covers. It covers everything beautifully. It is waterproof, and I especially like that. All right, so I try to come just a little bit closer to the camera, because now we're going to get into the review. The Juvia's Place Bronzed Cream Bronzer. I have the shade Amber. Now, I'm not a cream bronzer girl. I like powder products. I like powder bronzers. I really don't have too many cream products. When it comes to cream bronzers, I don't have too many. Well, I only have one other cream bronzer that I want to compare this to. But this is the packaging for the Juvia's Place. I love the brown. I love the thinness of the packaging. Now, like I said, I do appreciate the packaging. It is a great space saver, just great for storage, great for transporting. And I'm not even mad at the amount of product. It actually makes me feel like it's something that I'll actually use up. Now, these bronzers come in 8 creamy, radiant, long-lasting shades that are perfect for skin definition, contouring, and creating a bronzed glow. These bronzing balms are crafted with shea butter and shimmering pearls that glide smoothly onto the skin, creating a seamless and radiant finish. Now, the shade Amber is this really pretty, warm shade with a reddish undertone. So if you don't like red undertones, you probably would not like the shade Amber. But I love a red undertone in my bronzer, and this is perfect for me. Alright guys, so I just gave you just some quick details about the Juvia's Place Bronze Cream Bronzer, or I think it's also called the Bronze Cream Bronzer Balm. And I wanted to compare this. I know this is not a comparison video, but I'm just into comparisons lately because I'm really, like I said, getting to know a lot of my products. So let me just show you guys real quickly. So I have this ColourPop Soul Face and Body Bronzing Balm, and I rarely use it. I have the shade Dark. This is the shade Dark. And I rarely use it because it's really the shade of my complexion, so it really didn't give me that deep bronzing experience that I was looking for. So I swatched it on the back of my hand just so I can show you guys what it looks like. So this is the ColourPop and this is the Juvia's Place. This is the Juvia's Place. And I'm doing this because I was so nervous about buying this bronzing balm from Juvia's Place because in the past I have had more misses with Juvia's Place as far as complexion products than I've had hits. Their shade range or their shade formulations, I don't know how to describe it. It's always a miss for me because I had their I Am Magic liquid foundation. It did not work for me. I didn't like the color and I did not like the formula. I didn't like the coverage. I didn't like the texture. I didn't like anything about it. So I stopped using that. And then I purchased a concealer from them. I did not like that. And I recently purchased their I Am Magic Powder Foundation, which I love the formulation. The powder is really nice, but the shade, again, it was a miss for me. And I just, kind of wrote Juvia's Place off as far as complexion products because I just feel like I order most of my products online. I'm an online shopper. During the pandemic, when I started wearing makeup, of course, everything you had to order it online because nobody could go into the store and do swatches. So that's pretty much how I learned. I learned how to pick my foundation shades, my concealer shades, my powder shades, everything online. And pretty much for all the other brands that I have, and I'm just looking at them over here, I've had nothing but hits. I've picked the right ones. But when it comes to Juvia's Place, it's always a miss. So I was worried about this one because when I looked on their website and Ulta's website, to me it said that Amber is the color for me. And that's the one I put in my basket. I'm going to get the shade Amber. But then I watched, I'm not sure if you guys are familiar with her. I watched, her name is The Fancy Face. I watched her review and she used the shade Amber. And if you watch her, you know that she has to be at least, I would say, 1 to 2 shades lighter than me. And she used the shade Amber and it worked for her. So I was like, well, if Amber works for her shade, it's going to be just like this ColourPop. For me, it's just going to be the shade of my complexion. and I didn't want that. But at the same time, the next shade was a cool shade, and then the darkest shade was a neutral shade. And I just knew when it comes to bronzers, I like warm shades. So amber was the last warm shade, and it's the third from the last shade as well. So I was like, it has to be amber or nothing, because I knew everything else before amber was going to be too light. So I just took a chance and ordered amber anyway, because like I said, looking at it online on Juvia's Place website and on Ulta's website, it looked like this is the shade for me. So that's what I picked up, and today we're going to figure out if that's the shade for me. Looking at the swatch, I feel like it is the shade for me because it is dark. It's darker than the Soul Face and Body. Like I said, I don't really wear cream bronzer, so I'm not really sure how to put this on, but I'm going to use this brush here. This is a brush, I've had this for a long time. It says it's a foundation brush, and I just picked up some of the product, and I'm just gonna, but yeah, it says it's a foundation brush, and I've tried to use it as a foundation brush, but it's thick and it's too dense. So we're gonna try to do this. To me, it's a perfect brush for applying a cream product. We're even going to take it here. All right, so let's go ahead and blend this out. Here that I'm going to use to try to blend this out and see what happens. Oh, that blends out really nicely. I think that blends out really nicely. Y'all know how I like to do. I like to do one side first and then go back in on the other side. Y'all, that's pretty. That is pretty. The Juvia's Place just give me a hit. I could go in with a little bit more because I do like to have a little deeper bronzing, but we're going to leave it right there. We're going to even go down here. Okay guys, so I can finally set my face. So I have a little bit of the Huda Beauty to carve out my cheekbones, highlighting my T-zone, and that is the shade Cunifer. So now I'm going to go in and set the rest of my face with the Sephora Best Skin Ever Translucent Setting Powder, and I'm actually going to mix that with the Huda Beauty Setting Powder because I just like them both. Face looks so good. When I look in the mirror, it looks so good. Okay guys, so even though we did go in with the cream bronzer from Juvia's Place, I'm going to go ahead and go in with the Juvia's Place powder foundation that I was telling you guys about. This is the shade Zaria, and I'm just going to use this as my powder bronzer today, just to go on top of that cream bronzer. Just a little bit. And this is probably going to make that very dark. This is the closest thing to me. I'm going to go in with my Sephora Micro Smooth. This is the shade Ebony. And we are going to dust off the Huda powder. Is it me, or is this Sephora, this Best Skin Ever, this Micro Smooth powder, it's hard to open. Man. Y'all, my face looks flawless. This is the Juvia's Place showing up. This is the Juvia's Place showing up. So let me go ahead and finish off everything, my eyes and my lips. I'll come back and then we'll just, give a summary of what we think about the bronzed cream bronzing balm bronzer from Juvia's Place. All right, guys, I'll be right back. All right, guys, I'm back and I am done with my finished look. So my final thoughts on the Juvia's Place bronzed creamed bronzer, or it's also called a bronzing balm. I like it. So far, this is my first time wearing it. This is a first impression. And I think it is a hit, unlike the previous items I've purchased from Juvia's Place. But I think this is a hit. The shade Amber is perfect for my skin tone. So if you are my complexion, the shade Amber is going to work very well for it. See, that's another thing. Okay, so if I hold it like this, the shade on the back is not aligned. See, little things like that bother me. I don't know, because I'm trying to show you guys. So if I'm trying to look at the back of it and see that it says Amber, but if it looks like to you guys, and it looks like I'm just purposely holding it like this, but I'm not. Means something to me, but probably don't mean anything to anybody else. However, with this Juvia's Place new bronzer, I think it is a hit for me as far as the shade. Also, as far as the formula, the way it goes on, it is very, very creamy, but it does dry down rather quickly. And it's easy to blend out. You definitely can blend this out very easily. It does have the little sparkles in it, the little pearls, but you really don't see that. Like, I can't see that while I'm sitting here inside, while I'm in the house. Even when I first purchased this and I swatched it in the car, as I was going through my day and the sun was hitting it, yes, you could see the sparkles, but it's nothing to be alarmed about. It's nothing to worry about. It's nothing to be cautious of. It's just, I feel like it's just something that they added that really doesn't amount to a whole lot. In my opinion, Okay, I'm going to be wearing this all day today, and I am going to be out in the sun, so I don't know how it's going to look once I get out in the sun on my face. But like I said, when I swatch it on my hands, I saw the little pearl things, and it didn't bother me. It was kind of cute. So anyway, again, these come in 8 shades. The shade Amber is the third to the last. $18. I got mine as 10% off by purchasing through Ulta. What else? I purchased it online, went to the store and picked it up. So I don't know if you can go in and swatch it first or not. What else? I'll say I feel like the Juvia's Place is what I wanted this color pop to be. I wanted the color pop to be this, but the color pop shade is just a shade of my complexion. This is also a bronzing balm. As you can see, I still have the shades on the back of my hand. This is the color pop. This is the Juvia's Place. So the Juvia's Place is much darker, and that's what I wanted from a bronzing balm. I wanted it to be dark. I've actually worn this as a foundation. So it's definitely not a bronzer. But yeah, the Juvia's Place bronzing balm is a hit for me. It is the perfect shade for me. I like the way it went on. I like the way it blended out. Even when I just reinforced it a little bit with another bronzer, it looked really good. So yeah, so if you're on the fence, I say go ahead and get it. Only $18, 8 shades to choose from. I still think they could have had a few more shades, but you know, we just have to go with what they offer. But yeah, if you're my complexion, Amber is going to work for you. All right, guys. So that's it. Let me know what you think down below. I'm going to go ahead and get my day started, and I'll talk to you guys in the next video. Bye.